Welcome everybody. It's a rainy day here in Houston, but I have 3 days worth of Bible verses to share with you. Today's verse, or the one I'm going to start with first, is the 18th, and I'm going to go all the way through the 20th. As you can see, the 18th is Proverbs 27, 5 to 6. For some reason, this app always gives either Psalms or Proverbs, but that's no problem because Proverbs has a lot of wisdom in it, and Psalms has a lot of praise in it for God. So we can definitely learn something from it. So I'll go to this one, read the whole thing as what's usually done, and then I'll go to the specific verse, and you can pull out the meaning and the importance of the whole thing. Um, 27, 5 and 6. Okay, so this one doesn't have a chapter title, so I'll just start reading it and see what it's about. Okay, so never brag, it starts off, never brag about what you will do in the future. You have no idea what tomorrow will bring. Never praise yourself, let others do it. And let me go back to Proverbs. I always give an introductory about what type of book this information is coming from. So this is in the Bible. Proverbs is in the first portion of the Bible, which is commonly known as the Old Testament. And Proverbs is a book that just tells you a lot of unorganized information, good tips about life, and it's unorganized. It's not like separated in categories like this is the category of love, this is the category of success, nothing like that. It's just some information just spilled out to you, and it just comes random. As you could see, as I began reading, it was just random, not really relating to anything together, but let's just get back into it and see what it says. So these are pretty much going to be tips of life. So it says, never brag about what you will do in the future. You have no idea what tomorrow will bring. Never praise yourself. Let others do it. A stone is heavy and sand is hard to carry, but the irritation caused by a fool is much harder to bear. Anger is cruel and can destroy like a flood, but jealousy is much worse. Open criticism is better than hidden love. You can trust what your friend says even when it hurts, but your enemies want to hurt you even when they act nice. When you are full, you will not even eat honey. When you are hungry, even something bitter tastes sweet. A man always from home is like a bird always from its nest. Perfume and incense make you feel good, and so does good advice from a friend. Don't forget your own friends or your father's friends. If you have a problem, go to your neighbor for help. It is better to ask a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. My son, be wise. This will make me happy. Then I will be able to answer those who criticize me. Wise people see trouble coming and get out of the way, but fools go straight to the trouble and suffer for it. When you make a deal with a stranger, get something from him, and any other foreigners will with him to make sure he will pay you. Don't wake up your neighbors early in the morning with a shout of "Good morning." They will treat it like a curse, not a blessing. A complaining wife is like water that never stops dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her is like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold oil in your hand. As one piece of iron sharpens another, so friends keep each other sharp. People who take care of fig trees are allowed to eat the fruit. In the same way, people who take care of their masters will be rewarded. Just as you can see your own face reflected in water, so your heart reflects the kind of person you are. Just as the place of death and destruction is never full, people always want more and more. People use fire to purify gold and silver. In the same way, you are tested by the praise people give you. Even if you pound fools to powder like grain in a bowl, you will never force the foolishness out of them. Learn all that you can about your sheep. Take care of your goats the best you can. Neither wealth nor nations last forever. Cut the hay and new grass will grow. Then gather the new plants that grow on the hills. Cut the wool from your lambs and make your clothes. Sell some of your goats and buy some land. Then there will be plenty of goat's milk for you and your family, with enough to keep their servants healthy. So as you can see, it's just bouncing here, there, everywhere. It's not really any focused, intense, or a general consensus of a message that we can just pull out. We would have to go to each subject and say, okay, this means this means that. But in all, what you can always say about Proverbs is it's always good advice. There is never nothing there that you can't say, they're wrong in. You can't say he's wrong because all the stuff is valuable. And he uses a lot of metaphors too, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. You can understand exactly what he's saying. So let's just pick out a few of them which can apply to everyday life. It says never brag about what you do in the future. You have no idea what tomorrow will bring. With this social media type of generation that we're in right now, where everything's online and you want to promote your successes and things like that, you do see a lot of bragging, but it's just saying be humble in yourself. Don't think that all you have all these plans and you're just bragging. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this and this. Keep that a little to yourself because you really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and then that'll save you from being a fool. The general message of everything in Proverbs is how to be wiser. It's about how to be wise, have wisdom within yourself and do wise things. So that's one thing. That's why he said don't do that. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And while you're boasting, then it doesn't come about in tomorrow. And then you're stuck with what? Lies, which weren't intended to be lies, but they are now because you weren't able to accomplish what you set out to do. So it says also be humble, never praise yourself, let others do it. What good is it for you to walk around and like, oh yeah, I'm all that, I'm everything. Can't you see it? Can't you tell? Let the critics praise you. And that can be a praise through their hate because some haters love to, just because they see that you're great, they love to tear you down. So let the haters speak even though they criticize. Let the people who are on your team speak even though they're promoting. But never get caught up in either side, whether it be a hater's downplay of you or someone who supports you, who's building you up. Never get caught up in the whirlwind of all that gossip. Know who you are in God and be satisfied with that. You don't have to be anything more than that. So, um, what's next? What's good to say? That's not really much. Anger is cruel and can destroy like a flood. Jealousy is much worse. Jealousy is much worse than anger. It's saying, um, trust what your friend says, even when it hurts, if it's a true friend. But your enemy wants to hurt you, even when they act nice. So you can have a friend on your side, and they might say something mean, but you know good and well they have good intentions behind it. They don't mean to tear you down or anything like that. They said something maybe to help build you up and improve your life. But even if you have an enemy on your team and they're saying something nice, they still have an intention to hurt you. Um, so it's saying be aware of that. Don't think that just because someone's on your side and say they're your friend, let the actions speak. If their actions prove that they're the friend that they say they are, then you'll find out. And if they prove that they're not their friend, you'll see that too. But just beware of friends and enemies. Let's see what else can I saw something else that I can't remember what it was. I'm just flipping through to see some good things that we can pull out of this so we can talk about it. Um, yeah, yeah. Complaining wife or husband, any spouse or anybody you're around, somebody who just loves to just complain. That's like a water that never stops dripping on a rainy day. I mean, you already got all this rain around and you're already tired of it raining. Then all of a sudden you also have this water that's overflowing too, and you're like, oh, this is getting exhausting. And it says stopping her is like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold oil in your hand. You can't do either. You try to pour oil in your hand, it's gonna slip through your fingers. Try to stop the wind, you can't do anything. You can't do anything about this complaining person because they just go on and on and on like it's their daily habit. Um, so like I posted today, if you saw my social media, I posted today, what was it? Be something like be careful who you're investing your time in. Use the time when you're spending time with somebody who's a potential significant other. Use that same time to find out who you're spending the time with. because it's valuable then. Because just like this morning, I saw a lot of stories of the husband killing his family or his wife and all this other stuff. You don't know what mentality people have in their head, and people know how to front and fake. Someone can come off to you like they just have the purest intentions or whatever, but you gotta dwell into that, see what kind of person they are, what kind of actions they do, how do they treat people around. And there's something loud going on downstairs, so I'm gonna kindly scoot somewhere else. I thought I had peace in here, so we're just gonna keep this rolling while I pack up my stuff and stall. Get this out the charger. It should be enough energy for 3 days worth of yakking on here. So let me unplug this too. Ooh, okay. Now let me just carry it. Walk with me, people. Talk with me, people. Okay, I can come in here and let me close this door because that is still loud. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, now, like I was just talking. Okay, now what I was saying was, what was I saying? Let me get back on this phone. Oh, don't you just hate it when things don't go planned as they're supposed to? But that's life. You just adjust and readjust. So what was I talking about? Oh, complaining wife. Anybody? Oh, topics. A lot of topics today about. I saw online where um, what? Oh yeah, a lot of people who I saw this. Well, this one specific story where this man had killed his family. He drove into the lake, like the story off of Stan by Eminem. Well, and it's not funny, but I'm just laughing. Where he drove into the water and he killed his family. They drowned. And you don't know who you're working with. Love should never come to this, whether someone's gonna separate from you or not. Love should not be this where, oh, I'm gonna kill you for this and that. That's not love at all. You gotta realize who you're working with before you settle down your life, because who knows who you're with. I mean, people hide who they are really, and they can fake as long as they need to so that they can capture you. And then after they got you, then they can be their real them. So take time to invest with your dating, especially. This is your one in a lifetime blue moon chance. Do not be so quick to just want to settle down with anybody. I mean, girls, they're known to have this imagery in their mind where they're growing up and they think, dang it, my battery's dying. I need to go get my plug. I thought it was gonna last, but hopefully it does. Let me talk quick. Um, Girls grow up and they're thinking in their mind, oh, I gotta have, I wanna be, I wanna find the prince who finds my shoe as a Cinderella, and I wanna be swept off my feet and ride off on a horse, and all this fantasy type things. And marriage is nothing like that. You get into it and you realize it's hard work, and that's all it is. And it's supposed to be a beautiful thing, but it's not always gonna turn out like that, because as you're feminine in yourself and you're thinking of all this romanticizing things, the man himself, men aren't really known to be all into that girly stuff. So the man that you're thinking of as being the perfect man for you, he's not gonna be that. He's gonna be manly, and he's not going to be what you imagine. So take your time and know what you're getting into. Don't just go off of what your ideas of what a relationship is supposed to be. Realize that a relationship has its ups and downs, and sometimes it's not the thing that you think, and sometimes the people you hook up with, they're not the people who you thought they were. So watch out for that too. But I can blab all day. I'm curving from that topic to the topic of love, and I shouldn't get on that because that's something like, if you've seen my other videos, I can stay on that for a long time. So let me get off of that. Let me see anything else to pick out of here. It's a lot of good wisdom. You just take whole book of Proverbs, and you just read it yourself right through it. Not just chapter 27. You read it and you'll see how inspiring and how well it can grow your knowledge and your wisdom and your faith and your belief in what's right and what's wrong and that kind of thing. But That's about it. I'm going to go straight to the specific verse they told me about, and that's Proverbs 27, 5 through 6. It says, yeah, that's good news. And it says, open criticism is better than hidden love. You can trust what your friend says, even when it hurts, but your enemies want to hurt you even when they act nice. So we can all relate to this. In fact, I just finished talking about this, but I can go more into it where I can say that um, it starts off, open criticism is better than hidden love. It's better for you to get the truth. Everybody says they want the truth, but everybody knows the truth hurts and some people don't want to hear the truth. But it's better than for somebody to sit there and fake and say, okay, yes, I love you or whatnot, that kind of thing, and be lying or whatever. Well, let me read this to make sure. Open criticism is better than hidden love. Mm, okay, so I'm thinking of something else. Hidden love, what's that? Oh, I guess if you love someone and you never get to tell them I love you. Um, on the scale of things, open criticism is better than hidden love. No. Okay. Let me. I gotta think of something. Okay. Open criticism. Okay. Imagine someone who's true and honest with you. Okay. So it's saying that open criticism is better than hidden love because in a sense of things, the truth is the truth. If you haven't told the truth about your feelings inside or whatever, then that's terrible because that's not the truth coming out. And even though that criticism is a bad thing or seen as bad thing, it's better for it to come out than to be hidden. So even though love is a good thing, if you hide it, that's worse than for somebody to come out and say a bad thing. That's what they're trying to get the picture here. Now I got the whole picture in my mind. Okay, so saying something that's bad that's true is better than not saying something that's good that's true. So in actuality, always speak the truth, always be truthful. That's what we can get from that. Now this is also, it says Proverbs 27, chapters 5 and 6. And my battery's on yellow, so that's still good. Okay, so the last part of this chapter, it says, you can trust what your friends say. You can trust what your friend says, even when it hurts. But your enemies want to hurt you even when they act nice. And everybody has experience. If you're old enough, or if you've come past the age of 20, I'm sure you've experienced where somebody's on your side acting like they're a friend, but secretly they're hating you maybe for your success or how you are or who you are, but they try to act like they're your friend, but they're the first one to run behind your back and start chopping you up or stop behind your back criticize you is the better way of saying that. So it's just saying that the same thing. And I'm seeing this now. I'm reading it. It's the same thing as chapter 5, but more, it's explained more. Because it's saying that even if your friend tells you something that hurts, it's better than somebody on your side who acts like a friend. They're really your enemy who's just saying something nice and it's a lie. So it's the same thing. So that's what it is. Just be truthful and honest in everything you do. And with that one, I can close. Because we got to the whole point. Now, okay. So I will cut this off. I will go to October the 19th, which is what verse? We're about to talk about Matthew. So after this one, I hope you check it out. Goodbye.